You are looking live at America's largest sports stadium. It may look like a football bowl, but it's twice the seating capacity. 160,000 fans have jammed their way into Thunder Valley here in Bristol, Tennessee. We'll have you take a look at today's starting lineup. This is the last race of 2006, where the lineup will be set by 2005 car owner points. Beginning next week, the current points would be used to set the field in the event of a rainout of qualifying. 10 past Bristol winners in today's field. 28th race since they put concrete down. The asphalt kept tearing up, so they paved it with concrete in August of '92. And now we're ready to go.
DW, it's the house you and Hammond built. Reach up there and pull those belts tight. One more time, get this party started.
Oh, yeah, baby. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys. Car's in trouble, guys.
Jimmy Johnson didn't get going at all.
No, something's wrong with his car. It looks like he got a flat tire.
Yeah, he's got problems. They're just stacking up behind him. Problem will be getting to the bottom if he indeed's trying to get to pit road.
He's got a right rear tire down, Larry. I'm pretty sure.
Matt?
He just came on the radio, Mike, said his first words, said, will not turn. I repeat, it will not turn. Earl Barb and the spotter trying to help him through traffic.
Johnson, the point leader, is going to fall all the way to the back, and if he pits under green, he'll lose a lap or two.
And he's pitting on the front stretch, so what he could do under green is enter in turn 4, go out in turn 1.
Yeah, it's made contact already, and what he's got to do is get all these guys by him so he can get on pit road. He can't even pit until now.
Well, I know it's not of his making, but this is not a very good return for Chad Canals, his crew chief, and he is on pit road.
Here's a look at it on the start. Sorensen runs out of room, gets into Jimmy, rips up that left front fender a little bit.
He just couldn't get out of the way.
Now, Darrell, there's nowhere to hide.
No, he had to wait till the whole field got by before he could even get on pit road. Got a change for the lead here. Tony just bobbled, and Greg Biffle shot right by him.
That's all it takes. Matt?
Mike, Jimmy has diagnosed it as a flat tire. The crew has to check over the tires. He's away, but he's lost a lot of track position on the racetrack.
If you're going to have trouble, better to have it right now. You've got 490 laps to get it back.
Yeah, he's going to go at least 2 laps down. And he falls in behind the pack, which Greg Biffle is only the distance between turn 3 and 4, putting him a 3rd lap down.
Well, you know, we've talked all week long about it's pretty easy to be the crew chief when everything goes right. You better have your work clothes on now because you got a lot of ground to make up.
Go back to Johnson's pit.
Mike, the right front tire had a 1-inch gash. The team has circled it. The air's still coming out. Tough break for Jimmy Johnson, but like you said, DW, now he can settle in, work on getting the lucky dog, get back into this race.
And that had to happen under the pace laps. These guys didn't have to start on the tires they qualified on because there were no qualifying sessions.
Junior.
Yeah, Junior just squirreled up the 25. Look at Vickers.
He just shot him out of the way. Excuse me.
And that's how you pass here, Darrell, as you said. If somebody is in front of you and you're faster, they don't want to move over, watch what happens.
There
watch
you
the
go.
8.
Well, the 88 held up to 25 just long enough. Junior got to him. Got a little bump and run.
What'd you call it yesterday? Punt, pass, or
Punt,
kick?
pass, and kick, baby. I really like boot scoot, though. You boot them out of the way, scoot on by.
Yeah, we're only on lap 11. We were just looking at the left side of Ryan Newman, the 12 car. He's running with his teammate Kurt Busch in the 2. They're back there battling right now for the 6th position, already a tire mark. Every car here, even the car that goes to victory lane, will probably look like that.
Rusty Wallace scored 7 of his 9 victories here, driving for Roger Penske in the number 2. He also got 7
trouble
pole.
in the back, guys.
Brent Sherman has spun around.
And that caution is good news for Jimmy Johnson because he still was not going anywhere. He was about to go another lap down to Greg Biffle.
Yeah, and now he can start up on the inside, and he's going to be able to get some of those laps back.
And if there's a place you can get it back under green, it's a short track like this, starting on that inside.
I believe Kevin LePage, 61, and Sherman got together. Here's a look.
And you know what caused that? The leader was coming. I got to go, dude. You're holding me up. I don't want to go a lap down.
The patience was running thin.
The yellow car coming off the corner right there now, that's Biffle, and the spotters are screaming at those guys back there. You gotta, don't let that guy hold you up. You gotta go. You're gonna get lapped.
Now let's quickly review the free pass rule. The first driver a lap or more down in the race when the caution comes out is given a free pass to eliminate racing back to the yellow flag. Jimmy Johnson was the only car that was laps down, so he'll get one of his back right here.
Yep. But it's something that I was kind of interested in, Larry, and you just mentioned it. He wasn't going anywhere.
No, he was not. And the thing about it, when you get the free pass, that means he gets one of them back, but he can't go up there and start on the inside, because when you get the free pass, you have to start at the tail end of the longest line, so he'll be at the rear of the field, but he's got one of his laps back.
Stewart, Kenseth, Gordon, Newman, Harvick, Edwards, and Elliott Sadler.
See Greg Biffle in that 16 car up there clawing, still trying to get those laps back. He was one of the cars we just showed on our graphic that had the tire issue. He jumps out in front of our leader, Tony Stewart, in the 20 car.
Yeah, he's plenty fast, Larry. I think he'll get those laps back eventually.
Yeah, right now he would only be one lap down with where he's sitting now.
If you're going to have trouble here at Bristol, have it early. Get the lucky dog or get out there and get that lap back by starting up in the front of all this mess. Sometime after you get back on the lead lap and you restart about 30th, you say, man, it wasn't too bad being a lap down up there on those restarts.
Looking back at Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 car riding with Denny Hamlin, this is a battle for right up there about 14th or 15th right now. And Denny Hamlin has had a fast race car all weekend. Had to go to the rear of the field a while ago because of a pit road speeding incident. Now he got a change for the lead. They've kicked Stewart in the upper groove. Jeff Gordon in the 24. He's going to try to squeeze in there, but Stewart will fall back in line. But Matt Kenseth in the 17, he'll now get those 5 points for leading.
Tony's car just a little bit loose right now. A little tail happy coming off the corner. Johnson's back in the pits. He's still got problems.
That was a hard lick over there on that wall.
It really was. I think it knocked the rear end way out of line.
Matt Kenseth's coming up on a tough decision to make. Greg Biffle is trying to stay just one lap down when Kenseth catches him. How hard will he work to lap his teammate?
I don't believe he'll catch him, Mike. Matt's pretty good, but Greg is teeny bit better looking at the stopwatch.
Well, till he had the tire problem, he was the class of the field in the early part of the race.
But if he did catch him, I think he would cut him a lot of slack.
Yeah, because Biffle, with being 2 down, he really needs to make this one up the way he's doing it. Then that would put him in position to get the free pass to get that final lap back.
Dale Jr. and Denny Hamlin have really been going at it. I mean, they've been digging at it hard. And Junior has put the bumper to Hamlin twice now.
Well, Junior's quite a bit quicker. And when you get behind somebody and you're quicker than they are and they're holding you up, you lose your patience in about 5 laps.
And Darrell, in the pre-race, you talked about rookies. If you look at the back of Denny Hamlin's car, you see that yellow stripe. All the rookies have to run at it. It's to let the competitors know, hey, I'm a rookie. I'm probably making my first start here at this race.
But those 2 guys are such good friends. I'm sure Hamlin is all smiles. Stay behind. Follow me, June.
Leaders. Tony Stewart takes it back. Now, that was the second time that Kenseth had led today, and each time Stewart was able to take the lead back at will. Now, talk about a bad day gone bad. Jimmy Johnson is 11 laps down. He's going to be 12. He can pass through penalty for his crew coming over the wall too soon.
Yeah, and his car is really junk. I mean, they've hurt that car. He did that when he hit the wall back there. So his bad day is getting worse.
The hits just keep on coming.
That's the way Bristol does you, man. It gets you down, it'll just stomp you. The old Bristol stomp. Junebug's getting by the 11 this time.
This is a battle for 12th right now. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8th.
Hamlin gave him plenty of room. Teammates together, the 18 there and the 11 from Joe Gibbs Racing. J.J. Yaley.
I'll tell you what, you look at Casey Kane back there behind J.J. Yaley in the 9 car. Remember, he comes into this race second in the points, only 50 points behind Jimmy Johnson. This could be the first time leaving here a Ray Evernham car has ever led the Nextel Cup points. if he can maintain here. I think this is one of those big picture days for Casey Kane in the 9.
Here are the points as of the moment. Matt Kenseth would take the lead from Jimmy Johnson with Kane second and Mark Martin third, given the positions the cars are in, coming up on 150 of 500 laps.
Can't help but notice that man right now that's sitting 5th in the points. We knew it was only going to be a matter of time. Jeff Gordon in that 24 car right there that's running 2nd on the racetrack right now.
And points are the reason Jimmy Johnson can't just pull in and call it a day. He's got to log as many laps as possible, get as many points as he can, because every race pays the same amount of points.
And by the end of this race, I mean, you could have 8 or 10, even 12 cars in the pits, in the garage, torn up. So you got to keep going.
Jeff Burton, the singular Chevy, feathers the throttle to stay underneath Brian Vickers without contact, and Kurt Busch right behind.
I thought all the Childress cars would be really, really good here, as well as they've been in the past. But Burton is not all that great right now. Clint Boyer's up there a little bit better, but Harvick's struggling a tad right now.
Tell you what, someone that's not struggling, that 5 car right there, Kyle Busch, remember the winner of our Busch race here yesterday, he just moves up to the 9th position.
And I really shouldn't say Harvick's struggling. I mean, he's back there, he's in 5th place, so he's not in too bad a shape.
Pedaling, maybe.
Got to remember something, guys. These fellers run 300 laps yesterday. So you're not going to come in here today all fired up. You're going to come in here today and log a few laps.
And what about the effect of the weather, Darrell? It's 40 degrees out. Yesterday it was colder and snowing. You don't get cold when you're in the car, but what about each time you have to stop?
Well, the heat takes its toll on any driver because of dehydration. You take heat, carbon monoxide, and then the physical strain that you put on yourself here at this racetrack. You take all 3 of those together and it'll take its toll. So the cooler weather is a blessing to these drivers, having run all these laps.
Tell you what, that 88 car, he's having a pretty solid day right now. He's up there in the 12th position. Dale Jarrett in the UPS 88 car. Pretty solid.
I tell you, 11 car Hamlin and Jarrett, they've been going at each other. And of course, you know, Dale Jarrett's had a little problem with rookies here in the past.
he had his hands full of steering wheel right there coming off the corner.
I expect Denny Hamlin said, I think I'll back off here and give him a little room.
You can hear him backpedaling there with the throttle.
I believe Jarrett said this week that he has 1 more year to go with Robert Yates Racing, but he intends to race through 2008, assuming he stays healthy and remains competitive. Up front, Jeff Gordon has put the flames out front.
And Darrell, we're seeing a Tony Stewart that we've not seen, especially this year. That's twice he had a car that caught him that was faster. He just basically looked like he let him go by.
Black flag us here. We got a lot of smoke coming out of left.
Looks like the 55's got a problem here, guys.
Coming inside, you got about 6 more.
That smoke's coming out.
Uh-oh, 31 car around. There's oil in the on the
they're
track.
all spinning.
There's oil on the track.
Down, buddy. Caution down. Keep rolling. Keep rolling.
Jeff Burton and Brent Sherman are the 2 cars that go around.
I think Michael has maybe broken an oil line, and they've gotten some oil on the racetrack.
You got an oil line loose or something.
Well, that's good news for Greg Biffle. That 16 car, he is now only 1 lap down.
Look under the hood real quick. Make sure it isn't someone get a wrench on. Let's get our wrenches ready, guys. Wrench is ready. Get fish down here.
So Biffle was in front of the leader, gets a lap back that way as Burton and Jeff Green.
You know, I don't know if that didn't look like oil, really. I mean, that's just getting in under Jeff Green there, and he cut him off, and Jeff Burton spun his car out.
Let's ride with Jeff Burton through this.
Now you stay in the throttle to keep those rear wheels spinning so it won't run up there and back into the fence.
Kenseth is in, getting 4 tires and fuel. Here's Dick.
Jeff Gordon has done a nice job of parking his car. He's toward the back of his pit stall. That'll leave him some room so he can easily get out. The car is going to get virtually no adjustment, just a little bit of air pressure change. Jeff has got a terrific car. DeGini.
Well, the 99 of Carl Edwards is coming on the radio saying the car is just dead in the middle. If I could get to the gas, we'd be killing them. He's been fighting tight, but admittedly, he says, as we keep going, it gets better. Let's not lose a bunch of spots because everyone else is going to get better too. Tires, gas gone. Matt?
Tony Stewart has led 92 laps so far today. Now he needs help most, he says, on late exit. Needs a little more forward fight. Grip up off the corner. I don't think he's going to win the battle off pit road. Who was it, Mike?
Matt Kenseth looks to be first out of the pits. Jeff Gordon and then Tony Stewart.
Well, the strategy has started because Kyle Busch, that was on pit road about 50 laps ago, he stayed out to take the lead. There you see the race off pit road. Denny Hamlin, the 11 car, he's going to go a lap down because he's just coming off pit road. The leaders take the green flag.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Saw him coming around turn 3 and 4 down here, not going very fast, and then he didn't make it on the track in time to restart.
Kurt Busch had a cut tire. He is back up to third as this right race cycles through halfway. Sterling Marlin got spun. He is back up to 12.
But I think when he got off sequence on pitting, when he spun, that's what made him be able to work up through there. Then he got back on sequence when everyone hit pit road, so it worked out for him.
Well, I know one thing. That 2 car has come from a long way back. And there's Sterling right there, who's done a great job of recovering from that spin.
And that's points position, Darrell, on the graphic. He's in the danger zone and needs to come out of here in the top 35 so he doesn't have to time his way in at Martinsville next week.
Now, y'all were talking about something yesterday, I believe it was. You're going to be in the top 35 when you leave here, but you can fall back out next week. You're not locked in for the whole year. You can go in, you can go out.
The only thing that didn't change was the first 5 weeks of this year. But I'm going to tell you what, you're right about Kurt Busch. Right at 200 laps ago in that 2 car, he had the tire problem almost the same time that Greg Biffle did. Went the lap down, got the lap back. Here he is just past halfway up there, battling in the 3rd position.
And I've just watched him today, and he's been so patient. The only contact he's had was with Ryan Newman when they were going into 3 over there, his teammate.
Jeff Gordon up for 4th, just ahead of him. This duo, Matt Kenseth and Kurt Busch, and Gordon appears to be catching them.
But this is like a lot of other things. The longer we go, the thinner your patience get too. You start off with a whole bucket full of patience, but by the end of the day, there's only a few
front
drops.
straightaway.
Holy cow.
Ryan Newman, Reed Sorensen, Casey Mears.
Looks like the real loser on this deal is going to be Jamie McMurray in that 26 car.
Boy, I'll say, look at that thing.
Common denominator, Brent Sherman.
Getting back by the crash.
I would say they have probably busted a radiator there. That looks like steam water coming out of there. You can almost see it coming out of that area right there.
Yep. David Stremmy's in it, and so is Stanton Barrett. One car got turned sideways, and suddenly the track is no longer wide enough for anybody to get by.
Mr. Newman's car got quite a bit of damage. I don't think it's anything serious.
It's going to be 4 tires and fuel, Rick.
Whoa. 41 car looks like he may have got into the back of the 12.
Then when he checked up, that's when McMurray in the 26 really got in the back of 41 hard. Reed Sorensen picked the rear wheels off the ground.
Sherman turned Mears. 4 cars spin to the inside of the racetrack.
Hair of the dog, 95 car. He's been in a couple of these.
Bracket right in front of you off the turn 4, right on the front. Track is blocked. Get it slowed down. Clear on the bottom. Clear on the bottom. Watch this 49 behind you.
Your brother is not going to have any brakes left when the day's over. He's had to stop several times to avoid a wreck.
McMurray behind the wall. Lap 262, caution flag number 11 in the Food City 500.
Remember the return of Chad Knaus, Jeff Hammond as crew chief for Jimmy Johnson, who came in as the points leader in trouble right from the start.
Right from the start, he had a flat right front tire.
had to come to make a scheduled pit stop, got down a bunch of laps. You see Chad right there on top of the box watching the crew work. But then later on, he gets in trouble again when he and Matt Kenseth get together, hits the outside wall real hard, finds himself way down today. He's still fighting out there, but he lost a lot of laps.
Dave Blaney, Clint Boyer, Brian Vickers involved. In fact, 7 cars overall in this wreck that left some oil and debris on the track. We had a 15-minute delay. They stopped the action, had to clear the track, got things going. Pit road a little messy for Kevin LePage and his crew member.
Yeah, Kevin LePage's right front tire carrier got hit by Casey Mears. He got checked out of the infield carrier, so he's okay.
Meanwhile, rookie Brent Sherman has been involved in wreck after wreck after wreck, and in this one, Reed Sorensen involved. And now let's go green, Mike.
Well, we showed you the most recent caution, so now we're back under green again. Jeff Gordon did not get a great restart this time as he duels with the number 4 of Scott Wimmer. Wimmer 1 lap down, and now Gordon clears him. Here comes Stewart. But the first 3 cars, Kenseth, Busch, and Harvick, get away, get some breathing room.
And that's the problem this late in the race. You have so many lap down cars on the inside. If you restart 5th, it's like restarting in 10th.
Martin Truex gets a penalty stop for exiting and going above the blend line, re-entering the racetrack.
So his day has went from bad to worse.
Yep.
Pass-through penalty, which means you just have to enter pit road, maintain 30 miles per hour. You do not have to stop in your pit box. Now, right here, we're seeing the battle between Greg Biffle in the 16, Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8. That's a battle for 8th position right now. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has been in the top 10 for most of the day.
Larry, always looking at lap speeds. Kurt Busch, 1570 there just a second ago, but by the same token, Matt Kenseth's 1564. So right now you're finding out just who's got what.
.75 to go. As from 11th place on back, Kyle Busch, 12th, the 38 of Sadler. Jeff Green in there digging with Dale Jarrett and Ryan Newman.
Good day for Jeff Green, the 66 car. He had a good run last week at Atlanta and had lug nuts loose on a pit stop, took him out of the lead lap. A good run for this group again today. Darrell, I know we've got a long way to go. We've got 74 laps to go and a lot of lap traffic in front of our leaders, but I'll wonder for the next 73 laps, that pit stop, Robbie Reiser and Matt Kenseth's group, could that Ben have a race-winning pit stop where they won the battle off pit road?
Buddy, if you're going to get me out front, make it now.
Yes, sir. Much easier to pass them in here than out there.
Yeah, because like you say, everybody picks up the intensity. Everybody gives it a little bit more in this last 50, 75 laps. That's what Matt's doing. That's what his pit crew did. It could pay off.
Matt Kenseth's lead on Kurt Busch, 4/10 of a second. That's about 5 car lengths here at Bristol. And we listened in on Kurt Busch and team.
All right, Kurt. That was a pretty good pit stop. 17 was a hell of a pit stop. But you've been better than him all day, buddy. Sorry about that. You've been better than him all day. Let's just keep us in the game here. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't hang your heads, man. It's okay. Everything's cool. All right? I know it was like a 12-7. It was a good stop, all right? Everybody just be cool. You guys are the best.
Little bad blood here.
A lot of bad blood.
Martin Truex not giving Jeff Gordon a lot of room this time.
But right now, Tony Stewart in the 20s boxed in behind this battle right now.
And around goes Truex hard.
Now he pays the price.
Yeah. That happens to rookies a lot. You don't come back out late in the race and do what he was doing. I mean, that's just not. I understand his feelings. I know exactly why he was doing what he was doing, but you just don't do that.
I understand his feelings, but as I keep saying, he should have left them outside this racetrack this morning. He'd been better off.
Truex.
Scott, we're going to get it fixed.
Truex.
Mark, you better listen to me. You better listen right now. All right? You check. You're the nicest guy
guy out there today. You were. I commend you for that. That spun you out earlier. All right? Listen here now. We're going to fix the thing. Same thing happened in spring race last year. We went and won the championship. Don't ever give up on this team. I ain't going to give up on you. We missed the setup today. Do not give up. Now look what you've done. Now we're going to finish even worse.
All right, we apologize for the language on the part of Martin Truex's crew chief, but the frustration is evident this late in the race when things happen. Here's the replay of this most recent incident between Truex and Jeff Gordon. And Tony Stewart.
And what was going on between Truex and Jeff Gordon about 2 cautions ago, or a caution ago, Martin Truex Jr. in the 1 car, 1 lap after a restart, Jeff Gordon got into the back of him and spun him out. That's the reason Martin Truex Jr. was out there, I think, doing this with Gordon.
So Truex is doing this with Gordon. It's holding up Tony Stewart and Bobby Labonte. And Truex is out of the race.
You know, it's one of the things that I think Tony said a couple of times is he has a real problem with some of these younger drivers, rookie drivers particularly, coming in and not really respecting the guys that have been here a while.
Well, here's the first incident. And at this point, Truex is a lap down. Gordon is a lead lap car.
And I'll be the first to admit that was uncalled for. And I can understand Martin being upset, but you don't take it out. You don't go back out on the racetrack and use your race car to get even with somebody.
I'll be the first to admit that was uncalled for. Not to what Tony Stewart did, but the situation with the one in the 24 there.
Because Truex had been roughing Gordon up as soon as Jeff got alongside him for 2 laps. And then Stewart took control of the situation and said, I'm not going to be a part of your guys' wreck. Off he went.
No, because while you're playing games, Matt Kenseth, Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, they're getting smaller and smaller up there. That was a hard hit.
It was.
I'm not sure they'll get that one fixed in 61 laps.
Matt Kenseth is going to try to hold him back. Schrader cannot beat Kenseth to the line by the rules. And Kurt Busch this time did not get a great restart.
No, and he's going to be stuck in behind Schrader, and I don't think that's going to be good for Schrader. Because the boys have got to go, and they got to get by him pretty quickly
if they're going to have any chance to catch Kenseth.
Ooh, little Debbie's all drawn up. Oh, a sigh of relief.
And Robbie Gordon in the 7 car you see there, he's going to have to do another pass-through penalty when above the blend line leaving pit road. So his day continues to go silent.
And he's just gotten himself up there and it was on the lead lap. And
I'm going to tell you what, Kurt Busch in the 2, he needs Robbie Gordon to make that move pretty quick because he is really holding Busch up. Meanwhile, Matt Kenseth in the 17 with 46 to go is just driving away.
Trouble front straightaway. Dale Jarrett and others involved. No flag.
Coming. You're all around clear.
Guess that was not a big wreck. No flag. We stay under green with 44 to go.
Now Robbie Gordon's going to have a tough time. If he's got to come to the pits, it's going to be a while before he can even get in a position to come to the pits.
Let's show you what happened out of turn 4 as we continue under green.
There's Dale Jarrett. Oh, he runs into the side of Jeremy Mayfield and tries to stay off of him and spins himself partially out.
Nice save.
Battling for position right there. Both those cars still on the lead lap.
Bobby Gordon just now got in a position to get on pit road.
Meanwhile, Matt Kenseth in the 17, a little over a second lead over Kurt Busch in the 2, but it's not going to be long. He'll be catching the tail end of this pack.
Gordon in the Menards number 7 takes the penalty. He'll come back out a couple laps down. First car that Kenseth will catch will be his teammate Jamie McMurray, which should pose no obstacle. Then ahead Jeff Burton, and then a pack of cars a straightaway away. Check your tempers at the gate.
Yes, sir. tell you what, a good battle I've been watching back there in the 9th position. Greg Biffle in the 16, Kyle Busch in the 5. Kyle had a great race car the first third of the race. They got off on their handling and their adjustments, but his car is really fast through the middle of the corner right now. Again, this battle for the 9th position with 39 laps to go.
Yeah, I don't think they made quite big enough change there when he complained about the car being too tight, but now it looks like it did earlier in the race. Really fast.
Now the leaders, the 5 of them, are all equidistant spaced, about 4 car lengths apart, with no traffic ahead for the next 5 or 6 laps. There they go. And with them is Bobby Labonte. The last top 10 finish for the Petty number 43 was last fall at Martinsville. Jeff Green finished 7th in the 43. That was their last top 10.
I think it's safe to say the 43 car and Bobby Labonte need this kind of a run today, need this kind of a finish.
Particularly here at Bristol, because Bobby Labonte has found more trouble here than he deserves.
Go get him.
I tell you right now, just watching our 2 leaders, it's like Kurt Busch in the 2 is faster through the middle of the corner than Matt Kenseth, but Matt seems to get off the corner better right now.
I think what Kurt's doing is matting it right in the middle of the corner, but he's too tight off, has to squeeze out a little bit, and he's losing that forward momentum as he exits the corner. Used to watch Rusty do that here. Boy, right through the center of the corner, he'd be wide open, but have to get up out of the gas a little to get off because the car would be a little too tight.
I'm going to tell you what, Matt Kenseth, he's fixing to catch a bunch of race cars here as we're down to 33 laps to go.
The lap times of the front 4 are separated by only a couple hundredths of a second. They're very equally matched right now.
Yeah, well, look at Busch and Kenseth. They ran the same time that lap.
And the top 3 each just ran their fastest lap of the race.
And we're getting close to the end now, boys. 32 to go. 31 now.
Bobby Labonte having a look at his former teammate Tony Stewart, 5th place at stake here.
Carl Edwards looking at him. They got the pretty tight little group right there.
Not far behind them. We talked about him earlier. Got off a little bit there about the middle part of the race. Mark Martin in the 6th car. He's up there in the 8th position.
Gotta love Mark, the way he races.
Made a nice quiet comeback.
Just sitting out there. Boys just go on, wreck each other and get mad. I'm going back home after the day's over with a top 5 finish.
I tell you what, Tony Stewart in the 20 continues to lose ground, but one thing he's losing ground to right now is, remember those cars that pitted back on lap 441. Greg Biffle in the 16 just went by him, and all these cars right here, Kyle Busch, Ryan Newman in the 12, and Casey Kane in the 9, all those were cars that pitted about 30 laps after Tony Stewart in the 20 pitted.
Really impressed with the 9 car today. This track is, remember last year here, I think it was, crashed out early. He was standing there, he was almost in tears. And he's really done a nice job of coming in here today and keeping his nose clean. Got into one little incident here on the front straightaway, but he's sitting there looking like he might be able to pull out a top 10 finish. Yeah,
best finish here in four starts, 14th, so this would be a great day for him.
You see Jimmy Johnson on the right of your screen. What a hard day he has had. He is running now up to 30th, 14 laps off the pace. A cut tire right at the start of the race. Later on, a penalty for men over the wall too soon to fix damage when he popped the wall. It has been a hard day for the Lowe's Chevrolet.
You see right there, he would probably fall back to about 3rd in points now. Tony Stewart in the 20. Remember, this is a battle of 30-lap fresher tires. It looks like Tony Stewart possibly could lose about 2 or 3 positions here.
Yeah, I think Tony made a really good decision right there, because Kyle Busch was just wearing him out, and if Tony had slipped at all, there could have been an accident there.
Now with 16 to go, the good news for Matt Kenseth, the 17-hour leader, the 4 or 5 cars out in front of him are somewhat stretched out right now. It's not like it's a big wad of cars like he had to work through just a few laps ago.
Kurt's going to get him. He's going to get, I don't mean he's going to get him. He's going to get there.
He's going to catch him.
He's going to catch him. I don't know what's going to happen, but he's going to catch him.
But look at the 2 in the 29, Darrell, the 2 cars that are chasing him. Kurt Busch has not had a top 15 finish this year. His best 16th at California and Las Vegas. And the man you're riding with, Kevin Harvick, he's not had a top 10 this year.
There's no question in my mind that when we came here, first of all, that Harvick loves Bristol. And second of all, you put Kurt Busch in that 2 car, you're going to have a winning combination.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, Kurt Busch in the 2 made up a lot of ground. Matt Kenseth was trapped behind Dale Jarrett in the 88 car at the end of the backstretch, about 3 car lengths back. Kurt Busch in the 2 with 12 to go.
Yeah, he's got to go hard, Larry. 488 laps complete and only 12 chances left.
And right there, boom, that's where he beats him, right in the middle of the corner, Kurt Busch in the 2.
The good news for Kurt Busch is that he won't have no pressure from behind, so he can work on Kenseth here without being pressured by Kevin Harvick, who's several car lengths back.
And Dale Jarrett in the 88 car out in front of him, he's still on the lead lap fighting to stay there.
10 to go this time.
The 17 car looks like it's getting loose off the corner, and Kurt's car looks like it's pretty solid right now. That little diamond move right there, I like that little move. Let her run up a tad in the center and then drive under.
Busch is there with 9 laps to go.
Can't drive in too hard, you'll just slide the nose. Got to back off early and drive under.
And Darrell, what Matt Kenseth has done, he has slowed the speed of that car down to do whatever he has to do to run the bottom, stay on the bottom of the racetrack.
It's so easy. You get so excited. You start racing it hard. You start driving in the corner harder and harder, and you lose time.
8 to go.
Their lap times have slowed down half a second.
Well, if they're not careful, what's going to happen is the 29 and the 24 are going to put pressure on Kurt Busch, which means he's got to put pressure on Matt Kenseth, and that's when we're going to have a problem. How about it, Matty?
DW, they just told him the 29 of Harvick is 5 cars back. We've got to go now.
And guys, I just saw Matt Kenseth down the front stretch waving his hand like Dale Jarrett, get out of the way. We're coming down to the end of this race, and you're holding me up right now.
Yeah, I know Dale Jarrett, but Dale he's not racing anybody. Only thing he's doing right now is holding up the leader, and he's not doing anything wrong, but he could get out of the way. Well, right there is where that 2 car flies into the corner, but can't quite get off with Kenseth.
No, Kenseth is easy into the corner and quick on the throttle. Busch
5 to go, and there he goes.
And the 29, Kevin Harvick's going to go by him as well.
It's not over.
Yeah, but there's no question about what happened there. I mean, the 29 was coming, and the 29 is still coming.
4 to go.
And now Jeff Gordon in the 24 car, he's all over the back bumper of Matt Kenseth in the 17.
I think that the 29 said, oh, you did that to Mr. Kenseth? If I can get to you, just like he said yesterday, if I could have gotten to your brother.
But what if Harvick can get to Busch? Will it be boot, scoot, and boogie too?
Yeah, that's what I say. I think Harvick would be more than obliged to give Mr. Busch a little shot.
2.5 laps to go.
Busch has got to run. He's got no place to hide.
He better hope that the 88 car keeps going like he was and not hold him up.
2 to go, 2 to go.
Traffic is going to really, it's going to be a big factor here.
They're starting to stack up in front of our leader, Kurt Busch, in the 2 car.
They're going to come across the side. They're going to come across start-finish line sideways and backwards.
Lap car McMurray out of the way. White flag.
Jeff Gordon just got by Matt Kenseth for 3rd space. Harvick's there. He's there.
Oh, and look at this. The 24 just went around. And here comes the 29. Can he get to him?
We're still green.
Still green. Busch wins it.
Woo! Man, I'm glad that race is over with.
Harvick 2nd. Jeff Gordon has spun out over on the backstretch. Kenseth will end up in 3rd. Carl Edwards 4th. Bobby Labonte in the 43 car 5th.
What happened to Gordon? I was watching the lead.
17 took him, got him. Ooh. We got to go back. Oh, yeah, that's probably not very happy right there either.
Matt Kenseth denied the win by the bumper of Kurt Busch.
But, Darrell, it was less than 10 laps to go. Kurt Busch was much faster than Matt Kenseth.
Well, and the 29, I mean, the 29's going to get up there and knock Kurt Busch out of the way if he doesn't go on by Matt Kenseth. So that's just Bristol, baby. Now, that's one thing I will say. That's just Bristol.
Jeremy Mayfield perhaps said it best. This is like spending 4 hours in a clothes dryer, and by the time you're done, somebody's lost a stock or two.
You know what I bet Kurt Busch is saying about that 17? I don't want to hear a peep out of him.
I guarantee you. Oh, look at this.
Snow angels.
Doing a snow angel. Yeah. That's a cool move right there.
Something different.
Never seen that.
Very fitting for the weekend, though.
Yeah.
So the Busch brothers sweep the weekend.
They like
Kyle
Bristol.
on Saturday, Kurt on Sunday.
My name's Busch, and I like Bristol.
It is Kurt Busch's 5th Bristol win, tying Jeff Gordon. His 15th career victory, 7th on a short track, boot scoot, and Boogie.
Matt did a whale of a job not to spin that sucker out. But now he's frustrated, rightfully so, ever so slightly. Goodness gracious, it didn't even put a scratch on the 2 car.
And here's what happened between Jeff Gordon and Matt Kenseth.
I think there was some other contact before that, though. I think that's how Jeff got by Matt.
Bobby Labonte almost involved in that one.
How about old Carl Edwards?
Jeff Gordon out of his car, and he's not happy with Matt Kenseth.
Boy, that's totally out of character.
Kenseth approached Gordon. Kenseth walked over to Gordon's car with his palms out, his arms open, as if to talk about it. Gordon would have none of it.
Emotions never fails.
Get in line, folks.
It's
Going to the
Bristol.
Oval Office.
The uniform may be different, the car may be different, but this is still the same Kurt Busch that knows his way around Bristol. Got to get the hugs in, got to get the high fives. And then we got to shove in with the microphone. Congratulations. I think we could have scripted this. We've got Kurt Busch at Bristol with Rusty Wallace's stuff. Maybe we saw this coming.
This is unreal to have this car, and then just the determination today from the crew. We had a flat tire early and to bounce back from that. I'm just so happy to be able to have the chance to drive this car and to have Roger's privilege to do so. And to get Miller Lite into victory lanes with this Dodge, an awesome short track win for us. We've been close, but we just haven't had the luck this year. And today we had to muscle past Kenseth, and he's a good friend of mine. Sorry, Matt. I think he'll be okay with it next week. You know, he knows that this is short track racing. He knows he slipped a little bit. He knows how hungry we were to win.
All right, maybe someone back there who wasn't quite the friend, at least this week. You feeling the pressure from Mr. Harvick?
You know, we beat him today. We didn't feel anything from him. It's a great group of guys, and I'm real proud to have associate sponsors like Kodak, Gillette, and New Page, guys like Sirius Satellite Radio and Jasper Engines. What's up, Bill?
Got to get the teammates in here. It feels great to be back, I would imagine. I will let you celebrate. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Sorry you missed it, Roger. We'll get you next time. And thanks, Miller Lite. Woo!
Chris?
Talking about Roger Penske, team owner, so lap 62, the tire, and he went a lap down, did Kurt Busch, all the way back to 39th. But let's go back to the end of this. Matt Kenseth and Jeff Gordon. And Matt Kenseth is now the points leader after this race. After the race was completed, you saw Kenseth coming over to try and talk to Jeff Gordon, but watch Jeff Gordon's reaction. That's with the helmet still on. Not a friendly gesture. Let's check in with Dick Berggren.
After the race, you and Kenseth, tell us about it.
Well, it has to do with what happened on the racetrack. We had a great car all day long, the DuPont Monte Carlo, and we got a little bit tight there at the end, and then Kenseth got shuffled out, and he's holding guys up, and I got to him a couple of times and showed my nose, and he shut the door on me, and the next time I got an opportunity, I definitely moved him, but I didn't wreck him, and we went down into one afterwards. He just wrecked me, so I'm sure he didn't mean to do it and all that stuff, but I wasn't happy about it, and I showed it to him after the race, and I like racing with Matt. Matt's a great racer, and that stuff rarely ever happens with him, but I'm going to give it back to him what he gives to me, and I guess that's what he felt like, except for I got wrecked instead. And so it's unfortunate for this DuPont Chevrolet team that we got a top 5, great finish. That is going to be a great finish for us, taken away from us.
And an earlier altercation with Martin Truex as well.
Yeah, with Martin, he's letting guys in. I understand a guy wanting to let lead lap car in, but he checked up right in the middle of the corner to do it. And I mean, when you got guys stacked up behind you, inches off your bumper, you can't check up. And I did not want to get into to Martin, and I hated to see that. And I know he wasn't happy with me, and he shouldn't have been. I understand, why he was upset, and hopefully we'll talk and go on.
All right, he's on his way to the NASCAR Hall now. Thank you, Jeff.
Now, unofficially, Matt Kenseth will leave Bristol with the championship point lead. First off, the issue, you had the bump and run put on you, and then the incident with Gordon. Where do you want to start?
Well, I want to start by saying happy birthday to my mom. It's my mom's birthday today, and I want to say happy birthday to her, and I want to say hi to my son, Ross. I have to apologize to Jeff. He's right. I mean, it was my fault. He did bump me out of the way, and I did wreck him, but it was not intentional. I drove in too hard. I was just watching a replay of him wrecking somebody. I mean, I didn't do it on purpose, and I would be mad if I was him. And I left my car to go over and apologize him, which I probably should have waited a little bit longer. So. Kurt Steele, you know, I mean, we are great friends. We've always raced good together, and, you know, he just knocked me out of the way. You know, I thought if he had a run under me and had me beat, that would have been okay. But I had a better car. I could beat him off the corner, but he just drove in extra hard and knocked me out of the way. So I thought it was a little bit of a cheap shot, but I was holding everybody up. I couldn't get the 88 to get out of my way for whatever reason. I know he had to be laps down. As beat up as his car was, and I just couldn't get by him. I just couldn't get it done. I just feel like I let these guys down again. They did a great job on pit road, and just want to thank all my sponsors and my team. They just give me a great opportunity to drive this stuff.
He didn't lead with the win, but he definitely left with a top 5 finish in the championship points lead.